hack and slash, cut 'em up, gods, magic, fantasy world.
Sir Gods?
We just finished reading Pathlighter by Rob Leigh.
Yes, we did. We just finished this earlier today. Well, I finished it earlier today. I was a little bit slower on the gun here.
Yeah.
But
Finished it. I
quick
only finished
side
like
note,
48 hours ago.
peep the new camera. Do I look more crispy? Do I look better? Do you want to see a quick zoom action?
Oh my gosh. Bro thinks he's a videographer now.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
We can now
Anyway.
count the hairs on your beard. Let's see. Zoom in real quick.
6.
But we did it.
So we did do it, and I had a lot of fun.
Did I say Pathfinder or
Because
did I say Pathlighter? Did I say it wrong?
I said Pathlighter.
I keep calling it Pathfinder. So if I called it
things lately.
Pathfinder, it's Pathlighter. I do keep boomering things. Maybe I'm getting
Pathlighter.
dementia.
Let's do one of my favorite categories is let's judge the book by its cover, everybody. Look at this book. How does it make you feel? If you were to look at this picture, what does it remind you?
It's a very cool cover.
Anyway, I think it's pretty good.
There's a lot going on here. We've got the Alderai. Alderai is, I think, how you pronounce it. That's Riga, right?
Yeah, but it's terrifying is what it is. I don't know if you can see up close. It's like a demon. It's like the demon dog thing, but a person from Ghostbusters. It's terrifying.
Who are you going to call? We've got Samira, James, and Roy. And then I don't know if that's the dragon or if it's Raga's pet.
It's like the pet thing.
Yeah.
It's the pet. This is the final battle.
Oh, that checks out. City in Flames. If you're not intrigued yet, you should be.
It's a pity that the path you walk ends here, chosen, but it won't end by my hand. Let's start walking.
Good hook on the back.
That's a good hook on the back. So I would consider this genre-wise fantasy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think this isn't his debut novel, is it? Because he wrote the one you read earlier this year.
Yeah, he wrote
Metal Bards.
Performances of a Death Metal Bard. That's a novella. I don't know if he wrote that first.
Well, Dakota does a little fact checking in the background. This is gonna be book 1 of 3 in this trilogy, and I was super excited because did he send you your copy? I think he did. If he didn't,
he sent me a copy, and he sent me a signed nameplate for you to put into your copy, which will
and
one
I bought
day
it
make
off
it to you.
That bookshop that like donates to small bookstores. I remember now.
Yeah,
I think
he
it's called
suggested it, right?
Bookshop. Yeah, he did. This has been on our list for a bit. This is on our list, I feel like, in the middle of Indie Month in June. And we just kept reading. We read a ton over the last 2 months, but we never got to this one. We finally got to it. So we're going to talk about it. That's what this review is all about. We reviewed the cover, but now let's review the 489 pages in between.
His debut novel. I think
this is a debut.
I don't see any other ones by him other than the novella that I read, which came out after this.
That makes sense, then.
So I believe this is it. This is his first one.
What's new, Scooby-Doo? Actually, there's 470 pages. So this was actually a bigger book than I thought. When we picked this book, I'm like, oh, this is like sub 300 or like around 315. Like, we'll power through this. And then it was looked at as 470. I'm like, oh my.
It was deceptively lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was. I was like, oh, this is a short one. And then I was like, this feels a little longer than a short one.
Yep. So let's RSQ it to it and start off with well-developed characters.
So what are you drinking?
What a bing bing. This is I don't know what I could say in here. Cranberry juice.
YouTube?
It's just cranberry juice.
it's just cranberry juice with a nice circular ball of ice in it.
I am just cleaning the kidneys because who doesn't like doing that?
But anyway, character development.
Well-developed characters. Yes. I gave this one a half point.
I did as well.
I gave it a half point because I liked our cast a lot, and I liked their backstory that they were all given. I just feel like these characters were not flushed out as much as I was hoping. We got these characters and their backstories like that. Like, hi, my name's Roy and I have a demon in me. And hi, my name's James and my brother died and also I hate religion, like immediately. And we didn't get anything like building up to that. And I feel like we didn't get much afterwards. So like we got like the chunk of it, but there wasn't anything that like built that chunk up
Yeah.
for each character.
Yeah, I agree. I liked the cast, and I felt like the cast had plenty of screen time as far as like we weren't
It was
bombed with.
pretty well rounded.
Yeah, it was a good cast. The character chemistry was good. The characters were likable. They fit together well. But I agree. I wanted a little more from the characters. I wanted more either backstory, deeper motivations. I wanted to understand them a little more than I did. It felt like their backstories were just a little simple, or that they're like their motivations as we can understand them were a little simple. But it was still a good cast of characters, likable.
I feel like the simplicity of their backstories wasn't too bad. It was just the fact that we didn't get more. Like you could have a simple backstory and have it be like flushed out and well rounded, but I just feel like we got like the title, Roy's backstory, and there wasn't anything underneath. Oh god, what the hell happened? I'm still getting used to the new camera. I apologize, people. Um, did you have a favorite character at all? I really liked I feel like Samira. I liked her like lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
I'm normally a main character simp, but I think I liked Roy. I think I liked his edgelord vibes. His I hate everyone and I've got a demon.
I think that's what I didn't like.
Hey,
What can I do?
to each their own. I liked his brooding sadness, and you liked Samira's daddy issues.
Can I say?
What does this say about us as people?
It tells us exactly what we need to know. Anyway, half
Moving on.
point. Yep. Originality and creativity. What'd you give it here?
I give it a 1. It felt unique. It it felt like a original story. It felt creative. I liked that he told us that he had inspiration from like Percy Jackson, but I liked that it didn't feel like it was like a copy or like it was like stolen elements. I liked it. The gods were unique. It didn't even feel like even in Bloodsworn we had like recycled Norse mythology. Oh my gosh. And it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like you had like recycled Greek mythology. It was all like unique.
See, I gave originality and creativity, so I give it a full point. I didn't see until afterwards that it was supposed to be like Percy Jackson. I didn't think this was anything like Percy Jackson. I don't get the relation at all. That just I could have just missed it. I don't get that at all. To me, I don't even know what I would compare this to. Uh,
I
it's because our characters they have powers that when they use them, it hurts them. So it's like a catch-22 with their powers. I don't know what else. I can't think off the top of my head what something like this would be, which I'm fine with. I think marketing a book as something else that's popular gets people to read it. But if it's not like that book, then I'm going to be
It's
disappointed.
true.
But I didn't know this was supposed to be anything going in. So I was like,
One of the areas I
whatever.
felt like it really was similar to Percy Jackson, but probably the only area. The whole like the story flow in the like chosen ones that are suddenly everything wants to kill them and they're always fighting and just moving from dangerous situation to dangerous situation very much felt like early Percy Jackson when it's like you are a demigod and everything wants to kill us and everywhere we travel something wants to kill us. Like remember
Unless
like
you're in
early
Camp Half Blood.
correct, right? Like early Percy Jackson kind of felt like that where it's like everywhere we go we're fighting and something wants to kill us. So I felt that, but I agree that's not like inherently like a Percy Jackson thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can see what you're saying. I just don't think I would relate this book to. I think it's kind of its own thing, and I think that's kind of cool.
I think so too. Yeah, it's unique.
Engaging storyline.
Give it a 1. Kept moving along, kept going, kept me hooked in. Had my teeth stuck in.
I almost gave this a half point, but I gave it the full point. I really like the story. I was thinking about it. Like the story itself, I really much enjoyed, and where our characters went and what they did and everything like that. Um, going from like the different islands, and then they had to fight the dragon, and then they had. I liked. I almost liked the bad guys better than our main characters. I liked that they like, all right, we're like these ancient beings the eyes, or they call them. Um, and they like sent the one girl ahead while they were like doing the disease and stuff in the background. Then they, while she went ahead, they circumvented there and like all that strategy and stuff. I liked that a lot.
Me too.
Um, that was cool. The reason I almost gave it a half a point is I felt like we were like off the gun going and doing stuff, and I feel like we were just boom, 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 boom. Just the characters were getting the shit kicked out of them the entire time, just for the sake of getting the shit kicked out of them. But I think that was more of a maybe a pacing issue on my part. So I give it the full point because I do enjoy kind of where the story led us throughout. So full point for there. You just like
Yeah, I give it a full point too. The story end and wrap up.
I was a half point here. I this is this is where I think our world building and pacing come in, I think a little bit. I don't know if I understood why we the final battle, why we were there and why we got like I know the demons were or the devils were fighting. They want to like kill all the humans and like be the gods again and stuff like that. But I don't know who the demons are. Apparently the gods don't exist, so I don't know how our people got our powers. I don't know why they care about getting to where they are right now. Because the whole point they went on this quest is, oh, the emperor wants to fire a person, and now they're all here. I don't know. I just I like the story. I just feel like we don't have enough information to know why we like the story.
Yeah, I gave this a half point too, and I think I needed this for the end to slam dunk it for me. I think I need the main characters to have a stronger objective. And maybe that's something he's going to build on in future books. But in this one, where they ended up in this final battle, I was like, okay, I understand why you're here, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't do a lot for your character goals for you to be here fighting this final battle. Like maybe for Samira, but she was only minimally involved in the final battle. You know,
Yeah, I mean that was because like in like she was
injury
like
and she got
dead.
yeah, but then she also yeah she
There's a lot of plot armor in this book. A lot of plot armor.
yeah we could have seen a main character die, but I guess they're all chosen, so it wouldn't have I guess it wouldn't have really worked for the story. But
I think it would have been cool if they would have all like rallied because of like they get strong because of that person. I'm not upset in this story that a main character didn't die because it wouldn't make sense. I talked about it in my own video.
or just likes
Like
it when people get killed. He likes
people
to
need to
read about
die.
death.
They need to die,
He likes to
but
read
it
about
has to
daddy
also make
issues
sense.
and death.
Listen, and you can't just die to die. I think that this was okay without a main person dying. If someone did, I would have been okay with it too. But either way, I'll just roll this into the next one since we already
Yeah,
said 0.5 the ending.
I have a thing I've been waiting to talk about for the next one. So do you want to go
You want to
first?
go first,
Yeah,
or do you want to go
I kind
second?
of want to go first.
Fine, go first.
Okay, I was gonna say this earlier, but I was like, wait, this should go into world building and setting. I think part of the problem, also, you know how you brought up that you really liked the villains. I like the villains too. And I was thinking about it. I think it's because we got more lore and world building for the villains. And I don't know if maybe he's going to address this in a future book, but we don't really know the story of the gods and how these chosen got their powers and why they have powers. And so we don't know much about that yet, which does seem to be semi intentional, but we got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
really cool lore about the Aldurai, the villains, which I think naturally, because we have more world building about them, made me appreciate them more. And so I gave world building and setting a half point because I needed to I needed to understand more of the big picture. And so maybe he's stringing us on for future books. Totally a valid strategy. But to score this one a full point there, I needed to better understand the world we were in, as well as I need to better understand the setting as well as the general world building for the big picture. Thank you for coming to my TED.
TED Talk is basically what I'm going to touch on, but I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. For the story end, when like they brought this huge army of the people that follow the bad guys, and then they didn't do anything with them. They kind of like sat in the boats or whatever. Like they attacked the little village and then they like ran. I was like, I was expecting something different. I guess I felt like we kind of like built that, and also why were they on the they're like secluded to the islands that they just happened to go to and stuff. I don't know. It just felt like a weird segue to like get them
Yeah,
in.
they were
I
like,
was fine with it when I was reading it, but I was like, okay. Anyway, world building and setting. The setting, I really liked. I had no issues with setting. I knew where everybody was, what was happening. I perfectly described the scenario all the characters were in, and their location stuff. That's not always easy to, especially in an indie book. I feel like that's lacking. It's like I'm in a building and there is a bed, and then we sat on the bed, and then we drank a mead. Um, but I felt like where I didn't give it the point was the world building because, like you said, we got lore with the bad guys. The very first chapter starts with like or I think it was the second chapter. James running for his life. His city's burning down. We don't know why. Apparently, he's a chosen, and it's a cool start. I like the start, but from chapter two, all of the characters were running until the very end of the book. It was a lot of running, so we didn't have like time to like the characters to settle down and like get a little bit of past or like explore, I guess, like the gods. Apparently, there are no gods, but like they somehow get powers. I'm fine with that being in a future book, but to have zero snippets in the first book, it made me feel like I was missing something that should have been there, even just like a little crumb, little something. And that could be a me preference. It could be something that some people want. They're like, I want a slow burn lore dump. I need a little bit of something to get me to keep going.
Yeah, it could be an RSQ bias that we have, but I think it's tough because we try to both look at books in context of a larger series, but also like as a standalone book. And as a standalone book, I need I need more. I need something. It's like in Lost, how they strung you on for
Love Lost.
years in Lost, but they gave you enough crumb of information to always draw you back in.
I don't know, man. We don't have enough time to talk about Lost on here right now.
I can't do this. Don't even get us
Lost
started.
is all lore. It is all lore. Every episode is just information right up your face. I love Lost. Anyway, um, pacing and
Anyways,
structure. Check out
catch
my
us
last
on a
video if you want
future
to see some lore stuff. I got some stuff signed. Anyway,
catch us on a future podcast Lost discussion.
Lost in the Sauce by RSQ. Pacing and structure. Code.
I started last one. I can go on this one, but if you have
I feel like
you
I
have a
would start,
pre,
but I guess I'll start again if you're camera shy. It's okay. We've only been doing a bunch of
I'll
these.
start right now.
No, no, no.
I'm
It's okay.
ready. I'm so ready.
Structure. I felt very good about the structure. I don't have any notes. It's one of those things where you have it or you don't. This was well outlined. You could tell it. Good
Great.
job.
It was a clear flow.
Pacing. This was a hard one. I wanted to give it a full point. I gave it a half because I felt like the pacing wasn't bad, but I felt like the book was, and this is gonna sound stupid, all action. Like I said, the characters were running the entire time and blowing things up and saving each other, blah blah blah. But the book it felt so long when I was reading it for it just felt longer than it should have, I guess. I don't know. It didn't feel
Yeah,
it was almost like too much action, which it sounds dumb. And I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but when I was reading it, it kept being like, man, I only like a bunch happened. I'm only 5% in, but also we keep repeating a lot of the same stuff. I feel like so it is longer when it shouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
you can describe my thoughts better.
It's hard to dock a half point. I gave it a half point in this category too, but it's hard to dock a half point on pacing when a lot of things are going on. Because typically, when we're docking a point on pacing, it's because we feel like it's slow and like nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with what you said. It was almost too much action, and I was waiting for the quiet moments so we could learn more about the book and like learn more about like the lore and the backstory. Because typically, I feel like you have like big action, characters in danger, a moment of rest. And in that moment of rest, we're getting nuggets of information. And I will say, as a positive, in his moments of rest, we got a lot of character development. So, like we saw when they were on the islands and they were traveling from island to island, when they were island hopping, that was one of the moments of rest. They were
Where
developing.
Roy and Ariel got a little bit back together.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot of you threw off
Did
my
I
train of
derail your
thought.
thought? I'm sorry. I knew the second I said it, I should have waited. I'm so sorry.
Anyways,
I'm
uh,
not sorry.
in our moments of rest, we got a lot of development on the main character group's chemistry on the cast. So you have a problem. We got a lot of development on the cast's chemistry and the growth of the main character group. So like we saw them interact and work through like trust issues and work through like past issues. And that was great. But it was like, I got so lost in the sauce here because you you
Okay, but
derailed
listen,
me.
I'm gonna expand upon what you're saying. I think there were some slow moments, but the problem was we kept repeating, like, the
Yeah,
problems were clear and they kept bringing up those problems to work on them, but they never actually solved anything until like the very end they worked out their problems, which is fine because you have to like work things out over time. But if they're working on their problems throughout the whole thing, but it doesn't get anywhere until the very end, and they're like, okay, actually, I forgive you. It's like I feel like it should have been a little bit easier of a
yeah.
segue.
It's a different dock on pacing than we normally do. We're not docking it on pacing because we were bored. We're docking pacing because the way that it flowed felt a little disjointed because of all the action and the lack of clear progression in the slow moments. If I'm summing it up correctly without getting lost this time. Speaking of
That was
lost,
good. It still feels weird to take a half point for that, but I feel like we kept texting each other, being like, "I'm reading so much, but I'm not getting anywhere," type thing. For how good of a story it is, I felt like it needs lulls. I feel like we need a little bit
meaningful lulls.
meaningful lulls. Um, you can go first on this one, Dakota, since I went first on the last one.
Yeah,
Emotional impact.
there's plenty of it. I mean, there was Roy was filled with hatred, and you could feel Roy's hatred, and you could feel his anger at Leonard. So Leonard was Leonard, right? Yeah, and the whole like crumbling of their group when Leonard like runs away and then goes to kill Roy, and then he has a freaking poison dagger and Roy loses an eye because of it. The character
This
tension.
is I. Or
Mhm.
do you get a cut?
The scar is over. I'm pretty sure I don't.
I don't think he lost his eye. I think it was like a one of those cool ones that you can always put in like your Skyrim games and stuff like that, where it's like up and down on your fucking.
I feel like he lost tonight, but we'll have to double. We'll have to fact check that, or we'll have to let Rob watch the
We'll
video.
put our guy Rob on it.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Rob. We'll have to message
Um,
the author. I love that about.
I love that about these indie books.
It's so
I
great.
almost like we said we were taking a break from the indie books for a bit, but we've read a lot more indie books since we stopped. Not a lot more, but like we've kept going because it's so much fun.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a special experience.
I give this a full point as well. I personally don't think that I felt many emotions during it, but I felt like the characters were really well written during their emotional turmoily spots where I could tell that they were feeling the emotion and it factored into the story really well. So it was well written. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening type thing. But I was reading it. I'm like, yeah, Roy,
Yeah, they were
you got
strong.
a lot
There was
going
strong
on.
emotions for the characters.
Yeah. And all the characters had emotion. There wasn't that one random side character that I feel like a lot of stories tend to have where they just don't have enough emotion. It's just
Yeah,
like, I'm here for plot convenience. And
and
all
some.
the characters had their own well rounded emotion,
It's true.
I felt.
There are lots of experiences. The one with Samira at the end and her whole inner turmoil of like going back or to her friends and
I
how
don't agree with her decision at the end. Oh, there's someone that really likes me and I'm just going to leave them and go sail off into the distance alone. Okay.
she made a bad decision.
You
But
probably liked it because she was moody and
no,
emo-y.
I
And you're
thought
like,
correct. I did not like it. I said
it's only
you're
when
dumb.
Roy is like that.
Making it, yeah, it was different. Roy had dark edginess. He had a long history of being angry at the world. The positive character who suddenly is like, I'm angry, and it's like, whoa, stop, 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 back.
Chad, he's
Do I need
cooked.
to get closer to the camera so I can emulate this?
Sure, if that's what you need to do. Moving on from Dakota's shenanigans, writing style and prose, easy point. I felt like the writing
Yeah,
style was very good.
smooth.
I felt like Rob kind of nailed it in what he was trying to convey story wise. And I felt like he said the prose was smooth. It wasn't clunky because of the writing, which is a huge issue. I feel like when it comes to indie books, is it's usually very clunky. Like you have story elements that are just like chunk, chunk, chunk with nothing in between. I felt like this worked out.
I agree. I mean, the pacing, the prose was great. I mean, it was smooth. It's really easy for prose to be a point to dock on, but it was good. It flowed. He had his voice. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for something. He had his voice, and that's something I think a lot of indie books struggle with. It's like finding how you want to sound as a writer, and it was clean and clear the whole time.
It didn't feel like a debut novel. And I know we've had like a couple half points that we docked and everything like that, but I feel like it didn't feel like a debut novel. It felt like this was like, getting to like a polished writing type.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to
Kudos.
see. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see the future books.
Yeah.
But anywho, meaningful themes and depth. I gave this
Or
one.
yeah.
I gave it a full point. There are lots of themes here. I mean, even though we could have understood more about like our characters' motivations, there's the themes around James and vengeance and who do you want to be, follow your path, and Samira's themes that we saw her go through with the like over like her how her power she had to be in perfect control, and if she lost control, like is she using it responsibly, and what's her path. Lots of chosen one themes, but I think we saw those themes explored a little more than the average chosen one themes, which was
You want to know why I think that? And I agree with you. I also get a full point is because I feel like each character felt like the chosen one that didn't want it, or like they had to fill certain shoes, and they all dealt with it differently, which I think was one of the unique things about this book was there were plenty of themes. Each character had their own different theme dealing with loss and all that, just different things. But each character had their own chosen one theme and dealt with it differently, which I thought was a cool take on that trope, I guess.
yeah, yeah, I agree. They all had different aspects of the reluctant hero.
Reluctant hero. Would you be reluctant hero? Would you dive head in, or would you be like,
I'm way too arrogant for
same for
that.
me?
I'd be like, power, let's go use
I'm
it right
Harry
now.
Potter.
I
Okay.
have the superpowers. Let's jump right in.
I guess it would depend on the world we're thrust in. Because if it's like cool powers, or if it's like, hey, you don't get any powers, you have to like train vigorously for like 10 years, I'd be like, no, just give me like nuke hands or something.
Yeah, let me light my arms on fire
You're a
and my
wizard,
sword.
Dakota.
A hairy wizard.
You are not a hairy.
You're a wizard, Harry. A hairy wizard.
You're a blizzard, Smeary. Rereadability and lasting impact. I gave this one no points. And that sounds bad. And this is our most I think this is our most controversial, what do you call it, category. It's very
Yeah,
subjective.
it's a tough
I have a
category.
really hard time rereading books. I just feel like because it didn't work, like the world building and the character development wasn't where I wanted it to be. I don't know if I would um need to reread this. I enjoyed the story, but I felt like it was a surface level story that I enjoyed, but I don't know if I need to reread this part. I would read the rest of the series, which is why it's really hard to rate the first one out of a trilogy when the rest of them aren't out yet. Because maybe the rest of the trilogy is like, wow, this first book, gets us started, and then we're going to keep going. And then I would give this that point. But I'm just not there yet. And the other ones aren't out yet, so I can't give the full point. And then Lasting Impact, it was a good book. I just didn't feel that it's what I'm very excited to put on the shelf, on my indie shelf that I have going. But I don't know. It didn't have that wow for me, which is okay. Not every book needs the wow thing, and I think that's why it's another controversial point for us.
Yeah, it's a tough category. I mean, I feel like we try and give it grace when it's the beginning of a series, especially as an indie book. But I pretty much agree with everything you said. I don't know that I would, as a standalone, want to reread this, and it wasn't complex enough that I need to reread it to read the next.
I feel like we almost always give a half point or less in this category. Even for like I even struggled with this one for Project Hail Mary. I was like, I really liked it in Lasting Impact. And I was like, I don't know if I reread it.
Yeah, it's
You disagreed.
we disagree on this one. Like I think I don't remember what we gave engineers mechanic in this category, but was like I was like, heck yes, I would come back to this book. The world had me enthralled. I want to be here. I want to live here.
We
I'd come back to this
we
one.
disagreed on rereadability because lasting impact, yes, rereadability now for me.
But
And that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
I see
That's my
myself rereading things more than
feelings.
you.
You what?
I think I see myself as a rereader more than you do,
Yeah,
which I
I can see that.
have a whole soapbox rant about. We don't need to go into that right now.
We could do a whole soapbox rant in another video, a long form. We could literally virtually fight.
We could. We could do a debate me coward RSQ version.
Eventually, I want this channel to get to the point where we have like a Patreon or something, and they like give us questions and we fight about them
With our shirts off. Patreon, paid.
I like agreeing with you because we have a lot of the same thoughts, but I really like disagreeing. I'm stepping into my villain era lately. I think I'm ready to just
Lately,
start lately.
if only our chat could see our text messages from this morning. Light him on fire. Burn down his village. Not you, Rob. We're talking about someone totally different. I feel like I need to specify that. This is not about Rob. This is something
We are.
totally
We will send you the messages if we have to. This obviously not gonna go into it, but
it'll come up in a later
yeah,
video.
lately. That's this morning. That's lately. I just think I used to be a passive person and be like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And I'm like, you know what? It's time to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting easier to be more honest as we go on.
I feel like we've been honest in the beginning, but we just gave more leeway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we were never dishonest, but
Yeah, and that's actually something I'm going to talk about in another video. And I'll just bring up the topic here to hook you guys.
Should we say Babel?
No. So I did my first ARC read, and in the rules, you had to give it a 4 or higher, or they would ban you from future ARC reads.
Was that specific to this arc?
I don't know. So that's why I want to ask the people, is this normal? Because if it's not, that's interesting. But also if it is, that's super interesting because you always see like when books come out, no one gives it a low review. So it's like, does everybody give this a high review? And disclaimer, the book I read deserved the score I gave it. I would have rated it low and just been banned. Like I don't actually care, like at all.
Villain era.
So there's that. It deserved it in the genre it was in. It did well for the genre it was in. So that's why I got the score. But I feel like that's a little skeevy jeebies.
Yeah, so
I feel icky.
I didn't have any rules when I read Blood Cursed Dragon by DC Sumner. And I messaged him and said, hey, what do you need out of this? And video coming soon on that. But anyways.
Also, I may or may not be reading another arc for Ben Shankman, who wrote My Boss is the Devil. And I am pretty freaking pumped because I want to read the rest of the series so bad.
I was gonna say, you read that arc.
I really liked book 1.
It
was one of those that I read. I read it on Father's Day. Lasting impact. I'll remember that. And so I'm excited to read the arc. I don't know anything about it. I actually don't even know what it's about. But I was just, he's like, hey, want to join the arc? And I'm like, yes.
I want to read the arc.
You can't message him.
What'd you think?
We know him. We're on a first name basis.
He's our buddy.
He's our buddy.
Or maybe I'll just read the rest of my boss and my balls. The rest of my boss is the devil while you read that. Anyways, Pathlighter.
I need to trust it
We
at all.
need to give it our final score. We got so lost in the sauce again. Your camera
said Pathfinder. Yeah, it freaked out because I moved really quick. Fast for it. Doesn't know what to do.
Pathlighter.
Later, I think we gave an RSQ score of 7 out of 10.
We did.
I am happy with that score. I liked this book, and I feel like it fit the score we gave it, obviously, because we're giving an honest review. But it's one of those, there's like, sometimes you read a book and you're like, it was technically good, but I didn't enjoy it type thing. Like, that happens. This one, I feel like I enjoyed it, and it was like technically right where we get, like it was right at the cusp of being like it just needed a little bit more. And I feel good about that. So I feel like even though we gave it a 7 out of 10, I feel like the next book could be much higher. Like I'm excited for the next one to come out.
Yeah, and I liked his writing in Performances of a Death Metal Bard. So, and that came out like
You really
this
liked
year.
that book.
I did. I like that book a lot. That book was really fun. I was
I
messaging
think this
about it
book
while
came
I
with
was reading it.
stickers.
Came with bookmark. I have a bookmark.
I actually don't know if these stickers came with this book. I don't think they did.
Do you have stickers that you thought were for this book?
Yeah, they were in the book.
Did they give you stickers when you? Oh, that is now. This is awkward. That is a. Those are not the stickers for this book. And now,
I didn't think so.
now
Why are
I
they in
have
this
to
book
call
though?
you out and explain what it is, and everybody's gonna know.
Wait. These are from Forsaken Planet.
There you go.
I knew it the second I
Mine
said
are
it out
out
loud.
too.
But
Mine are
why were
sitting
they
next-
in my book? Why were they in this book? I would have never have put those. I apologize.
I don't know why you made bad decisions and put them in the wrong book. We're getting so sidetracked right now, but I've got mine were sitting out, so I feel like I should just pull them out for the video.
I'm going to remove your legs from your shins down.
Perfect.
Anyway, oh my god. Oh wait, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. We're not doing it. So yeah, 7 out of 10 RSQ score. Absolutely, go check this out. If you're looking for a indie author that has 2 different series out, he's got the what was the Death Metal of a Bard?
Performances of
Bard?
a Death Metal Bard.
Performance of a Death Metal Bard and Pathlighter, book 1 of 3. So if you're looking for something that isn't finished and that you get more of in the future, definitely check this out. You got a cool cast of characters. You get powers that have consequences, which I feel like you don't normally see. You get overpowered main characters. These main characters may be overpowered, but it comes at a cost. Like there's a problem with it, which I enjoy. I like when things have consequences.
Yeah.
So
And I loved his in his other book, Performances of a Death Metal Bard. It's a short, easy, fun read. It's his use of like music in the book it's really unique. So check out Rob. He's a cool author.
he is a cool author, and he is in a good circle of people. I feel like the people he is with, indie book wise, are all very supportive and very positive, and we like that. Not necessarily positivity, but we like people boosting each other
Yeah,
up.
he's
But
a
I guess
Curtis is in his villain arc.
I'm in my villain arc. I'm trying to be more negative. Go hate on Pete. No, I'm just kidding. Honest reviews only. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We don't know what we're reading next.
Yeah, we haven't figured it
Normally
out.
we're like, we're reading blah 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 blah. We gotta figure that out.
Yeah, we're
Are
gonna
we doing a
stop
wheel
and hang out
spin
and
or we're reading something that we're gonna choose?
have that discussion.
We're gonna have a discussion and we're gonna talk about it. And then we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna put it in a video and then we're gonna show it to you and then you're gonna be like, wow, they figured it out.
They did it.
They did it.
But for now,
Thanks for watching.
RSQ out.
RSQ.